They're passing here. Joe Burrow. He's going to leave this for his running back. It's complete. They get 6. That'll leave them with 3rd and 4.
I like it, I like it, I like it. Get everyone involved in the passing game, and you know you can create those great mismatches throwing it to your guys out of the backfield.
And on the first drive, that can also help establish some rhythm, right?
I think so. It gets everyone involved. They feel like they're part of it, and really gets them amped up as they go forward.
He's got his target. That's complete. And he's going to be ridden out of bounds down inside the 25. A big play there for Cincinnati. 44 yards. So the big play gets him all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for 1st and 10. Throwing again, it's Burrow. And that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd and 10.
Brandon, watching their tape from last week, I saw plenty of plays like we just saw there, forcing incompletions. It was key in their win last week. They're hoping the same thing happens this time out, too.
180, 11, empty.
Here's Burrow setting up to throw it. Open man is Chase, complete. And he's got a touchdown, but he's got the 1st down.
Gain of 12 yards. That's another Bengals 1st down.
Here's a handoff out of the gun. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down.
Smith in on the
Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd
I think what we just saw their partner was linebacking speed that can trump O-line power. We see that at times because he filled the gap before the offensive lineman could get to the next level and take him out.
Now a 2nd and 10.
11, mighty. Here we go. 12, 11. Dot.
Now it's Burrow. And he just chopped that one out of bounds, out of everyone's reach. A wise call not to take a sack in this part of the field. It brings up 3rd down.
It's been a good opening drive offensively thus far, but you know they don't want to waste it and settle for a field goal attempt after that incompletion. So this is a big play coming up here on 3rd down.
11.
Now it's Burrow. And that is caught. He's got it for a Bengal touchdown. Mike Gesicki, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Bengals will claim the early lead as they're on the board first here today. Extra point by McPherson, up and good. And it's now a 7-0 game.
Evan McPherson to kick off for Cincinnati.
After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. And that one not returnable, not by a long stretch. Over the back line of the end zone, so that's going to be spotted up at the 35-yard line. Jackson and the Ravens come up now 1st and 10 at their 35-yard line. Walker with a grab, left side. And down he goes at the 45 after a pickup of 9.
Defense gives up a touchdown the opening drive. Offense, you got to want to get out there and get those points back right now.
And that's a sharp throw there to get this drive off to a good start. And he'll be taken down at the 46-yard line. Only a gain of a yard, but that's all they needed.
1st and 10 at the 46-yard line.
Now it's Jackson. That's complete. It's Zay Flowers with it. And he's got this down to the 35. Right about 20 yards on the pickup. Officially, they'll say it's going to go for 19.
Well, I think when they look at their offense, they think to themselves, weapons everywhere, and they want to move the ball around. They want to spread it to different people. But you absolutely know they want to get this man involved as well, and that's what they just did on that play.
Jackson going to keep it. That'll be caught by the big tight end, Andrews. That's good. The completion there for 7 yards, and it'll be 2nd down. Now, this defense for the Bengals, they were very good in the win last week against Jacksonville.
And no matter what's done throughout a ball game, it always comes back to blocking and tackling. That's the essence of football. But I think it's hard for people to understand just how difficult it tape that I saw last game, this team does a nice job of getting their opponents on the ground.
Running game working. They'll stick with it on first down. And we'll get about 5 here, so take this down inside the 20-yard line.
It's a pickup of 6.
He was solid last week, over 100 yards in their victory on the ground. They want to get that going again.
Absolutely. What they also understand is that from week to week, it's not necessarily the same, but they want it to be, right? What they saw last week on the ground, they want to see in this game as well.
And he's going to find his man out of the backfield. That's complete. And the Ravens are going to have a first and goal as the tackle is made at about the 5.
First down. First and goal at the 5-yard line.
Hey, middle. Get up. 13.
After 1, 7-0 on EA Sports. Raven football here as we begin quarter number 2. As they go to work on a first and goal. And they'll run on the inside handoff. And again, touchdown, Baltimore. A great effort there. That's his 19th rushing touchdown of the year. And the Ravens are an extra point away from drawing level. The extra point and good by Auburn. And we are tied at 7. Each team's had it. Each team has scored. 7-7 here as the kick's away. And now a little across the 25 to the 27.
At their own 27-yard line.
On 1, ready?
The Bengals drive about to get going. A long drive last time out for this offense, Charles. If you remember, they started basically in the shadows of their own end zone, marched it down the field, and a lot of that was through the passing game.
And partner, as a former defensive back, I'm having almost a physical reaction watching what's happening right now. But let's give credit where it's due because they've done an excellent job moving the ball through the air. Secondary getting picked apart pass by pass. Obviously, they need to make some adjustments there on the back end.
And because offensively, we know that they're not going to be shy about throwing that football. The RPO, he'll keep it himself. That is incomplete.
That was an interesting look there because as soon as he got outside the pocket, I thought he was going to take off and run for yardage. But what often happens now with these quarterbacks who can move, defenses want to try and keep bodies in front of them. And I think that discouraged him from taking off and made him try a pass downfield that fell incomplete.
Burrow looking to pass. And he is caught. And he's taken down right at the 45-yard line. Call that a very strong gain of 24.
Yeah, big play there. When you have a running back that you can use like a wide receiver, when he has that kind of versatility, you do as they did there. Get him out of the backfield and give those defensive backs something else to worry about.
And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
Well, any lane that might have been open there was closed pretty quickly, and that was because the defensive front, they won that battle at the point of attack at the line of scrimmage. They used great leverage, held their spot, and stacked him up.
Now Burrow. He connects with Hyatt. His first catch, good for 9 and a first down.
A gain of 9 yards. And the Bengals first down. 1st and 10 at the 34-yard line.
11 mighty. 11 mighty. 11 mighty. Right, 80.
Burrow will throw. And he hits him in stride. Well, he's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on first down.
On 2.
Second down and a yard.
2nd and a yard.
Here we go.
The 25-yard line.
From the gun, they'll try to run it. And they'll bring him down at the 18-yard line. 7 yards there and a first down.
Yeah, once more, strong running, excellent blocking at the point of attack. They've got a nice little drive brewing right here.
11, 12, 12, 12.
They'll look to throw now on first down. Now a run here off the RPO. He'll keep it. And he just throws this one away. Smart decision here this close to the end zone, and it brings up second down.
11,
Second and 10.
Let's get set.
Hands it off out of the gun. And he'll get this one down to about the 17. They do get a yard there, but only a yard. Leaves them with 3rd and 9 looming. If you're going to run against this unit, especially down here, just beware. I mean, they're the top rushing defense in the league.
Yeah, and then they go ahead and they double down with the whole thing because you think, okay, let's throw the ball. Oh, yeah, that's right. They defend the pass.
That's to Chase. He's got it. Touchdown, Cincinnati. Jamar Chase with career touchdown number 70. And the Bengals have taken the lead. And this is blocked. And he takes it the distance across the goal line for 2 points. That is a play that you just do not see very often, maybe a couple times a year. The blocked extra point return for 2.
You can't afford to give anyone a free run at the kicker. Oftentimes, he's going to bounce off his hands or chest and head in the other direction.
At their own 35-yard line.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. A lot of time for this unit to game plan on the sideline after that drive. If they watch the other side just score. But remember, last time they were out, they scored as well. We'll see if they can seize that momentum right back.
And they have had a lot of time to cool off from reaching the end zone the last time. So have they been able to keep themselves mentally sharp and into this game, even though they haven't been on the field? And you and I both know, one big play there gets them right back up to that level.
Here's Jackson. Now he'll take this and run. Lamar Jackson, such a threat with those legs, able to improvise and get the first.
That's the first time he's called his own number, but he's got to be overjoyed with the result. He wasn't just going to settle for a modest gain. To me, he was determined to come through with a big message to a defense that slept on him in the pocket.
Now Jackson. Throw caught by Flowers. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. 15 more there, and they're on a roll. It's another first down.
And it's a real luxury when you have a guy who can turn a short throw into a solid gain at any moment. Once he caught that ball, he ID'd where the open grass was and got there in a hurry to pick up a new set of downs for his offense.
So the completion results there in 9 yards. And it'll bring up a second and short.
At the 30-yard line.
From the gun, he'll hand this off. And the running lane's non-existent in this first half as they'll stop him behind the line.
Taken down back at the 30.
From the gun, it's Jackson. Now he'll go underneath to his running back, complete. And I don't think he got there, no. He's short by maybe a foot, maybe. Call it 4th and inches.
It's 4th down.
Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 33 seconds to go in the first half. They're going on 4th down. It's Jackson. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over.
Incomplete.
John Harbaugh not afraid to go for it this time. Doesn't work out. And that will force a turnover on downs. The Cincy offense about ready to go here on their next drive. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. Over the middle, it's caught by Chase. Now the Bengals going to use the first of their timeouts.
A 6-yard
So as they talk it over, we step
and
aside. This 2nd and 4.
Here we go. 11.
They'll drop the throw. He will find his man Chase complete. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds.
That's good.
A Bengal first down on the 16-yard pickup there.
1st and 10 at the 48-yard line.
On 2, ready? 11, 11, 11. Here we go. 12, 12. 180. 11 MT. 11 MT. 11 MT. Dot.
He'll look to throw. On the RPO, he'll keep it himself. And he'll locate his running back open downfield. The Bengals going to use the second of their timeouts as they stop it with 16 seconds to go in half number 1.
11, 11, 11. Here we go, here we go. 11, 12, 11, 11, 11. Dot.
Again, it's Burrow. Now a run here off the RPO. He'll keep it. And he just throws this one away. Smart decision here this close to the end zone, and it brings up second down.
And here you're down in the red zone. You need to be smart, not force anything. So that's a wise decision to just get rid of the football.
After the incompletion, here's second and 10 from the 20.
11, Tom. 11, 11, 11. Dot.
They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. He's got the joker over the middle. And offensively, they'll take the timeout with 6 seconds left in the second quarter.
That's another Bengals first down. First down and goal to go.
And they've got 3 tight ends here on first and goal to add some extra mass.
Let's get set. Dot.
And Burrow going to keep it himself. Driving for the goal line, but he's marked down short. And with no timeouts, no chance to get the field goal unit out there. And frustration going to set in, as that is going to be how this first half will come to a close.
Evan McPherson to kick off for Cincinnati.
The Ravens set to receive the football, trailing here as we resume action in the third quarter. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. And they're still very much in this game, although they do trail. What's the game plan, Charles, for the second half?
It might be a little counterintuitive because most people will think losing equals passing the ball more, but I'd establish the running game. They kind of went away from it in the first half. I think if they get back in balance, it'll help them when they put the ball back in the air.
Now it's Jackson. A short throw caught by Andrews. And that's good for a gain of 6. Third and 7 now.
Let's not quibble about the gain there on second down. That was a positive play because that was a take-what-you-can-get situation. Got out to the tight end. Now it gives a much better opportunity to convert on third down.
We changed it. No, we changed it. It's up. 13.
From the gun on third down, Jackson. And he's able to get this one out closer to midfield across the 45. 8 yards that time, able to take off, and the result is a first down.
First and 10 at the 46-yard line.
Here's Jackson to throw. He's going to float this over the middle, deep. And this is caught. And he is into the end zone for a Baltimore touchdown. A great play there. 54 yards. And the Ravens have taken the lead here in this third quarter.
Ravens 16.
Aubrey good with a
Bengals
PAT.
13.
And that gives them a 3-point lead. So after the touchdown, Aubrey now to kick this one away. And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And able to get this across the 20, but not much further as he's dropped it to 23-yard line. The Bengals drive about to get going. And, Charles, it feels like we're set up for a good second half here. Came out of the locker room, one-score game. Now the lead has already changed hands. Well, this offense, they've got an opportunity right now to take that lead right back.
Yeah, and it feels like you're going back and forth almost a little bit like a tennis match, right? And we're just on one. Our heads just keep moving. Which side has it? Which side's going to score? How are they going to go out doing it? A little bit of a challenge for each side trying to match each other.
11 MT, 11 MT.
They're passing here. Joe Burrow. And he goes down. The Ravens able to get to him. Finally hauled down for the first time this game. Multiple defenders in there to drop him. So the opening drive of this third quarter, they're trying to set the tone for the second half.
And without a doubt, they did exactly that. I've known coaches who have said the first 5 minutes of each half are so important to do exactly what you said, which is set the tone. I've also heard coaches talk about the first 5 plays. Let's go and be aggressive right off the top. That's exactly what they did.
Hey, how about this one now? In their own territory, a gutsy call. They're going to go for this on 4th and a yard. Working the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. He'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. 21 yards there. A big play on 4th down.
First down.
I don't know if I agree with that. I guess they don't care if I agree with that. But, boy, you have to be surprised by that, right?
I definitely was surprised that they decided to go for it in this situation, but they must have either felt like they either had a great play call on or they're trying to show extreme confidence.
11 mighty. 11 mighty.
Here's Burrow. Throwing middle, and it's complete. And he gets it inside the 35 and just shy of the 30. 15 more there, and they're on a roll. It's another first down.
11 MT. 11 MT. Here we go.
Here's a handoff out of the gun. And he's able to work his way down inside the red zone to the 19-yard line. Another nice gain, 13 yards that time, and another first down.
19-yard line.
Let's get set. 11 Thomas. 11 MT.
Here's Burrow setting up to throw it. And he's got his man in stride, complete. And he'll get it down this time to the 17.
2 yards on the pickup.
Just a gain of a couple there. And that's going to bring up second down. Final minute now in the third quarter.
Here we go. White 80. 11 top. 12. 11. 11. 11.
Now it's Burrow. Now he's going to step up and run. Going right side here, and that's complete. It'll be a gain of 5. And now it's 3rd and 4.
I thought once he got out of the pocket, he was looking further downfield. Instead, he brings his sight lines back to a shorter route, settles on his receiver running the drag left to right, and they wind up not getting a whole lot out of that.
Here we go. 11 MT. 11 MT.
Now it's Burrow. And the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
Well, it's been a tough go for him. These guys have been driving down the field, but defensively, once they got their backs to the goal line, turned up the pressure, that's going to lead to a 4th down. Well played.
McPherson's kick is good. And that will finish off this third quarter of play. 1 quarter remains here on Sunday Night Primetime. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports.
Evan McPherson to kick off for Cincinnati.
If you've been waiting all day for Sunday night, it's been worth the wait. All tied here in the 4th as the kick is away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And we essentially have a brand new ball game. After that last field goal has tied us all up, we brace for what should be an exciting rest of this 4th quarter. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2.
Brings up 2nd and 2.
2nd and a couple.
No, we changed. Yeah. Report.
Jackson from the shotgun. Got a man, and he hits him in stride. They'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. He had the touchdown earlier. This one's going to get him a first down.
I think that's a big pickup for a first down because when you run a drag route against zone, you're sometimes asking for trouble because you might run into a defender.
Yeah, well, they ran into a first down. Executed
to perfection.
And he fights forward for a modest 2-yard gain, second down. 2nd and 7.
Brings up 2nd and 7 at the 43-yard line.
They'll bring a receiver in motion left. Now it's Jackson. On the RPO, he'll keep it himself. And he gets us down inside the 35 before going out of bounds. A good decision in the end to pull it and run, gets him 9 yards in the first.
First down. A gain of 9 yards. First down, Baltimore.
Play action. It's Jackson. Now a run here off the RPO. He'll keep it. They'll get 3 yards on the scramble there at second down. These two teams met in Baltimore. You might remember earlier in the year with the Ravens winning that game. So a win here in Cincinnati would give them the season sweep 2-0. Under 4 to go now as the clock runs and they come up on second down. And now Jackson will look to throw it. Throwing offside here, it's complete. And he's going to be out down inside the 20 at the 15.
A gain of
15 yards down to the 15 and a first down.
Hey, Ozzie! Hey, get up! Hey, middle! You change it. Get up!
To throw is Jackson. On the RPO, he'll keep it himself. And he's got it. And all the way to the 2-yard line there before crossing over out of bounds. Charles, did I just hear that right? They declined the personal foul. 3 yards, they just declined them.
And I have to think that the official is thinking to himself, did I just hear that correctly, that you declined that one? All I can think of is that someone on the field got confused.
Must have.
It had to, because you're going to take the yards on that penalty each and every time.
Hey, shut up!
And he will take it in for a Ravens touchdown.
touchdown, Baltimore.
Lamar Jackson scoring on the 2-yard keeper. And the Ravens have broken our tie and have taken a fourth-quarter lead.
Makes the score.
The extra point up and good by Aubrey. And they will take a 7-point lead. So after the touchdown, Aubrey now to kick this one away. From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And he's able to get this across the 20, but not by much as he's marked down officially at the 21. The Cincy offense about ready to go here on their next drive. And now, after the touchdown a moment ago, they work from behind in a 7-point game in this fourth quarter. Plenty of time on the clock. Now he'll tuck this and run. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
Well, that was actually throwing game 101 right there. You challenge double coverage like that, you're liable to get burned. Fortunate, that was just incomplete.
Right, 80, 11 MT, 11 MT, 11.
Now Burrow. Got a man open, it's Chase. This a big play for both sides. What will we see here? 3rd and 4.
11. 11 mighty. 12. 12.
Burrow looking to pass. And this pass broken up. And the contact well timed there. And now 4th down.
It's now 4th down.
That's an excellent job right there on 3rd down. Like any defense, you never want to let them get anything started. And that would have been a first down. Instead, you saw the contact on time, no penalty. And before this drive could get wings, it's 4th down.
One score down. Here we go.
11.
They're going to go for it here on 4th down.
11 MT. Dot.
They'll try and throw forward with Burrow. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert. And they turn it over. The Bengals try it, but it doesn't work out. And the Ravens get the football back and in.